Watching Bob Ross this morning, gearing up for the potential of Niski. Anything else that needs to be said?
It's rough. I think there's it. I mean, it's just two sides of the same coin. Right? It's the same exact same champ.
Just less rage.
Yeah, I think
mid-shove that I've heard constant analysts say. And that's when you really take over. Now for SK, as Jackie just pops his head over the wall, they're going to go for this invade. They also spot out that Ignar and Patrick are down here. But they're going to continue on because jungle camps are now spawned and Juhan is zoned out a little bit as SK might have to think about this a little bit more. Jackie's is coming in. There's a flash away from Luon. They're still thinking about it, even with Jackie's hovering. But the Ignite, as it goes down, Isma tries to get his way.
Down to try and punish with the gank, but that wave state's really nice. For SK, it's pushing into their lane, and it's really not going to be a great trade for Patrick. Now, that looks like a dead Zeri on my screen.
Oh, it does indeed. Does it look like a dead Niski to you as well? Here he is, the Antonio making the gank known. Oh, no. First blood going to be given over, and it's the Antonio who picks it up. Excuse me, second, of course. But a second kill over to Giant X.
Here in terms of the timers, pings were coming down on that wave down bot side that's crashing now, so maybe they're looking at a cross map instead of contesting these grubs, trying to find some sort of dive with the Lucian down bot and giving up those 6 grubs, but Isma.
He's going to turn this into engage, actually, as well. Embraces the chains as he goes golden, at least with the ultimate coming through. There's a return from Juhan. Isma dies. Niski doesn't have enough damage. It's an Azir in the early game with Mercs and a recurve bow. He gets charmed up, and Luon's ulti at max range won't hit Juhan anyway. Jackie's hit from range himself as Rahel. Now that's the damage that SK needed. 3 apiece now. I think you were saying this morning it's rare to see that as Giant X is going to teleport down bot. But this is for the Antonio to try and find something with a wave pushing in.
This should be a dead irrelevant on my screen. He can get dove and read over if he wants to.
Lightning charge from Patrick at least helps out. The all out there to buy space, but the Antonio flashes away before he takes an extra turret shot, picks up a second kill. Dive successful as Niski now looks for the 1v1, but again, Azir only with an extra blast. Really could, couldn't it? I mean, I was saying the Antonio because he's got his ult and he's level 11 here. Irrelevant as he walks up with his ulti in hand, won't have the same impact, and Smite secures the Herald as they look for the charge. A one-man ulti gets knocked up. Juhan in return finds one, but a lot burned here from SK. Now to try and deny Jackie's. That was clutch. He flashes, distorts, yoinks the eye. As he groups up towards mid, there's a lot of damage on this Rumble with Herald charging in to help him out.
So this Herald going to secure them prio into the river as well as a charge onto mid lane turret. That could convert into third dragon here.
Oh, it converts into a fight instead. Ignar steps up. He's dead. What a bubble. The setup from Luon and the counterplay massive is flashing forward for Isma to get the flail out, and Jackie's distorts luckily, but Giant X have lost a member again, and stepping forward, Juhan is caught out. He flashes but gets shuffled all the same. Niski is as smooth as you'd like, and the equalizer coming out later. About 1,000 for now. The Antonio, all timing is great. Niski gets flashed on and solo kill.
I don't want them to commit to a sort of fight. I need them to keep side laning until the item parity gets a bit closer.
Bit of an X-Smithy there as Juhan comes in for the flank, but it's only onto Irrelevant. No one else showing their head. Isma's ulti's down now, though. Giant X have a bit of an advantage as 5 members move through mid. No Dragon up here on the bottom side of the map, and remember, it's just Baron sitting there, so SK on the right side for now. Cullen going to come through. Juhan interrupts it, though. Equalizer layered down perfectly. Patrick ultis over the side. Luon zones him out, though, and Irrelevant hasn't died yet as Patrick has to flash on out of there. No kill has been achieved, apart from Juhan dropping on down. SK try and set themselves up for the Dragon stacking.
They see him.
TP, yeah, they do indeed. Niski spots him. The Antonio came in a bit early. He equalizes. Juhan trying to recover as well, but Rahel still isn't dead. They're using everything to kill him, and Jackie's finally completes the task, but SK are running forward with all their might, and Isma cannot be stopped, especially with a strange feathery man. Ignar chased to his death, and even though it looks like a good pick, it took so long. It's been sitting there watching us for a while. No Dragon for a while means all attention turns up towards the north. Niski ultis up, and it's Patrick caught out. Only the tip of the soldiers is all it takes.
Yeah, the shuffles are coming through now. They weren't so great in the early game, but recently the past 3 have been absolutely fantastic. Now they have a lot of Baron DPS. Niski does have 2 enough items. They have double crit, double attack speed item as well.
Teleport to bring him in. I mean, you can see Jackie's like, well, what can I get? I need inner turret in the bottom side for the trade to at least get some gold back. But Baron and a pick on Patrick. His first death in the game, a small opening. If that's Sven, it's over.
But the long con flank is coming. They do have an Azir tower. This is not a good flank, I don't think. Unless
he's on a ward.
They need the one-shot. Juhan, he can get turned on.
I mean, at least he's got flash available to try and make something happen. Giant X trying to wriggle into position as well around the Dragon to stop the soul point coming through. Juhan not spotted out in the brush, but Isma's the one face checking. This Porky Pig doesn't care. The knockup comes through, though, from Ignar, but going golden, they buy some time. It's onto Irrelevant, too. Happy to buy it out. The equalizer and the choke is still good. Niski's ulti is not an over the wall. Antonio is cooking him alive. Niski still burning for his death. It somehow works for Giant X, and Niski just has to get on out. Jackie's looking for the chasers. Irrelevant now stuck in the middle. The all-out over the wall to try and find Jackie's, and he does. It's Cassante moment. Irrelevant out for the pieces. Now Antonio comes through, but he's not even needed. Juhan cleans that kill up, and Dragon now exposed. Giant X, the resilience is there.
What a nice engage from Ignar. Now they're still looking at SK.
It's not done, is it? It's really not done. Flash and Ignite still up to try and steal a Dragon. They won't succeed. Acro Prison not there either as Juhan is out of ulti.
Long with those W into Qs.
And I guess if we're getting a lot of bursts, we need to watch about things like Ignar. The quickness gets popped up again. The ulti comes through. It's onto Luon. They find the support.
But it's so incredibly difficult. You can see they just have to go as 5.
How do they find their first win for Giant X? It'd be such a feat. After versing Fnatic, after versing Team Heretics, almost finding a recovery yesterday versus Fnatic especially. Now up against SK, Baron's here. They're clearing out vision though on the side of SK. And you can see through mid, the wave's pushed in and SK using that pressure.
Yeah, Giant X are on a timer here. They have to find the engage, otherwise they're going to bleed out that inhib. If they're happy with losing, then sure, but the engage has to come through, or a Baron Star has to come through Giant X.
SK backing away, they are spotted out for now. Jackie's goes in, double distortion damage, huge binding as well, almost connects on Rahel. He's at half HP, but he has a Nami support. He heals up a little bit as well, thanks to the Bloodthirst as the equalizer. Now burnt too. Isma has to run away a little bit, and are they thinking about starting the Baron? Giant X are throwing the spanner.
I'm so surprised that SK didn't take...
Jackie's does it. Luon's dead. Made me scream, wow. God, LeBlanc. What setup there? Numbers advantage now given out, and SK are walking in.
Numbers advantage. They could find the engage. Ignar is on the flank.
He's got flash as well. Aragon, he has flash, and Baron here might just be a bait, a ruse. Are they going to 50-50? Isman throws out the ulti. Juhan runs on in. Antonio shuffled away, but he goes golden's quickness. Buys him a bit of time, but it's on to tanks. Antonio has to flash away. Niski's the damage dealer with Rahel. They're now playing it front to back. No! Giant X, you're giving it to them. SK have been set up to walk only forward. Irrelevant, the tank. Niski, the absolute dank. And Jackie's needs to get the hell out of there because very squishy member in Rahel, Luon, Niski for the taking.
And it's all going to come down to execution. You could find the picks. It really depends on how well Niski and Rahel can play safe. As
execution like this, Juhan walking in, Niski finds him. Jungler down, I mean, is he going to? The tidal wave follows through, they need the damage, eventually they're finding the quickness there as well. The equalizer makes the play turn around. Niski goes golden to buy himself some time, but as the redemption comes through, he's still alive. Juhan had no business walking into this top side with Baron up and available.
They didn't want to concede, so they continued and committed, trying to make up for the play of Juhan getting picked there, but Patrick is absolutely one-tapped, and now they're going to lose Baron for 2 people rather than 1.
A massive mistake from the new member. Remember, Peach died for this, and
before that, or are they just going to concede bot lane inhib as well?
Do we believe in SK, this new bottom lane making waves? It's getting Dovon in, Rahel, the trade is off. Jackie's can't find it, and look at the sustain with Bloodthirster and a fish as your support. It's easy as that, and Niski flies on in, the quickness is there. Ignar tries to buy time himself, but Niski going golden on the equalizer has to flash away. The ulti thrown out from Isma as well, as Jackie still finds a kill. The flank is there from Juhan as well, buying time as Niski goes on in, re-engages, but doesn't find the kill. Giant X defends successfully.
On that Dragon,
really?
it was close. That's a distortion amount of damage, so Jackie's almost stealing it, but now Hextech Soul on the back of the Lucian, he can dash forward, he can do absolutely anything he wants. I think this might be rough. This might be a really tough base defense.
Okay, let's see how they handle it. There you go, Hextech Soul chains through Juhan's damage, and the poke from Rahel was too much. Now onto the Nexus turret. He steps forward with a rapid fire cannon, and for SK it's been so hard done as Ignar tries for the miracle flank, but now onto the tank. It means nothing. At least Luon dies though, giving Giant X another window to shine. Jackie's at half HP, threatens the advancement as Niski tries to stand his ground, with SK now looking for another way.
The flank on the side. The Nami is down, so no bonus damage for Rahel.
He has no equalizer. He's in the heat zone. I mean, he's in the danger zone. Juhan is looking for a target over the wall. Patrick is there as well. Irrelevant doesn't care. The Antonio is running into Isma. He goes golden, which is great. Irrelevant, though, drags over Patrick. And Cassante almost does it. But meanwhile, Ignar jumps on in. The problem is that Niski is still alive. Rahel is still alive, and SK's chances at 3-0 are still pretty much alive.
And it's just too much. The scaling in the front to back is just too much. They had such a nice fight with the Charm dragging Nami over the equalizer, but even 4 versus 5 versus this Soul is too much.
And we've got to start bringing the discussion to light. The new bot lane of SK. How far can it take them? That's 3-0 on the first week of the LEC. SK are playing their damn heart out.
And I think I'm just going to